Chapter 46. Florence speaks with Steha about the Lord. When he finds himself among his people again after a few steps, Steha immediately asks him, "Well, how are things? Are we on the right track?" Florence says, "Completely. There is no doubt any longer. He is a person like we are, it is true, but there is something in his being that can only be felt, but not described with words. If he speaks, it sounds as if every word is valid for all eternity. One notices in his words quite clearly that with the words, 'Let it be so,' a world of miracles could be called forth in an instant. He cannot hide his divinity, and if I had come to him instead of all previous preparations, I would have said to him on the spot, 'You are no usual person. In your breast must live a fullness of the divine spirit.' But the wisest preparation was also good, so that we could see very easily and clearly with whom we are dealing. He will soon come, he promised me. But when he is here, you will be convinced that I am right. But now I am beginning to comprehend who did the whistle-blowing about our behaviour in the city to Cyrenius, which was certainly not very praiseworthy, that is, our behaviour. But now everything has changed. The situation about which our Messiah Jehovah will have had surely a very significant foresight, if yesterday's second son was not all his doing, has freed us from the old yoke of stupidity with one blow, about which we can all be extremely joyful. For what annoying and insulting madness will the empty temple create for the people in the future, for whose realization we will have to lend a hand again. But now they should just come to us. We will certainly hold our Roman citizenship before their faces, so that hearing and seeing will pass away in the best way. We now have the Messiah and an angel from heaven on our side, firstly and most importantly, who seems to be much more powerful than he that led the young Tobias. And secondly, in the world we have the supreme governor of all Asia and a part of Africa on our side, who is an uncle of the ruling emperor in Rome. All hell should break loose in Jerusalem, and we would still be able to master it in the same way as the angered lion can become lord of any sly fox. What do you say to all that? Steha says, "Just that we will be fine for all eternity. Now I fear no one any longer. To fight for God is good and easy, for God's power is a protective wall which no enemy can destroy in eternity. But I would only like to learn something from one of you, if only very generally. What sort of an assignment will we have for the future? Does any one of you have an appropriate thought? What do you think, Florin?" Florin says, "I don't think about it, and I don't consider it worth the effort under the circumstances. Only with a fleeting thought to turn in that direction. We are now with God. Therefore we are cared for not only for this time, but for all eternity. Thus, brother, you could have spared yourself this question. Now nothing bothers me in this world any longer. For he whom we found here is everything to me above all. Whatever his will desires will be my future for all ages of ages. For only he knows totally what we are, what we should be, and what we have to do for the future in order to be what he wants us to be. Therefore, every vain care on our part is madness. Only when he says to us, "Do this or that," then the time will come for us to worry whether we will be able to perform his will, to do which his holy will becomes our duty. Look, Brother Stehar, that is my basic opinion. But let's be calm now, for I notice that the Lord and Cyrenius are getting ready to come over to us. We must collect ourselves in our hearts. Otherwise you will not bear his presence. Correct, they are coming. Also, the angel and a girl are coming with them. The girl must also be an angel. Stehar says, the girl cannot be an angel, for there has never been a female angel. There will never be, and there cannot be. For something must be written in some scriptures. Thus this maiden can only be the daughter of some rich Jew. She is not a Roman, as you can see from her clothes. The boy whom Cyrenius is leading by the hand is certainly a Roman, or even the youngest son of the old lord. But the maiden, looking firmly at her, must also be terribly wise, for her solid and gentle gaze is undeniable proof of it. Florin says, Yes, you must be right. But I do not completely agree with your claim that there are no female angels. There will probably be no gender differences between them, but there will certainly be differences in mind, in such a way that they relate to each other like a dear husband to his dearest wife on this earth. And look at the angel. Tell yourself whether he resembles rather a very most tender girl than any young boy. Put female clothes on him, and you have a girl before you non plus ultra, as the Romans say. But now, enough talk about nothing. They will be here soon.